ass, and I shoved my hand up it and took that sumbitch out.
All right.
And then he said, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna drink a Coors Light. A Coors Light, that's right, not Bud Light, because Bud Light's not paying me. And Bud Light was the official beer of the UFC. So that pissed him off. And then he said, and hell, I might even get on top of my wife tonight. And Joe Rogan's like, Brock Lesnar, everyone.
Joe Rogan also just looked at him when he took his shirt off and was flexing.
Yeah. Well, they're like the only, and don't ask me why I watched this, but the only Joe Rogan stand-up I've seen, he had a joke about Brock Lesnar being like, the epitome of man, like, look at this motherfucker. Like, no one looks like this guy. It's insane. And, and all that.
Say the epitome of white supremacy. I was like, what do you mean?
That as well. But Joe Rogan is, they in the same boat.
Oh, I thought you was about to say Brock. I was like, how we know Brock racist?
I think he's, he's got that
border. Let's just do this.
Yeah. He'll step on the line, but he doesn't cross the line, I think.
Well, that's how you know he Mississippi. That's how you know he's from Minnesota. It's that I've learned passive aggressive is the way to go out there.
Well, you haven't been out here to see it for yourself. You've just encountered one person
with the real accent. I was like, oh, y'all really do talk like this.
Well, that's why, again, you hear when Ric Flair gets all, we were going city to city, and the thing about back then, it was a hard town. It was a hard town to make. That's why whenever the Laps fan covers the AWA and they do Vern Gagne, I was a 2-time NCAA champion,
It sounds like Canadian. Like, it sounds like Canada.
Well, it's on the border. It's like, no different than Mexico and Texas, No, in terms of like, have you met Hispanic people that have a twang to them when they're from Mexico? Like,
yeah, but right now they don't want to hear that.
Well, no one wants to hear anything these days.
No, but what's going on in Texas right now and people crossing over from Mexico, yeah, they don't want to hear that right now.
Mexico, cross the line.
That might be title number 1.
TNA's back, as they announced yesterday.
Yeah, I want to go to that show, man. I forgot the name of it. It's like
Hard to Kill.
Yeah, Hard to Kill, but then it's the other one, like Lone Wolf or something. I'm probably tripping.
They got bad. They have, they at the same time had great names and terrible names. When we did that episode of Eve was so long ago about praising TNA, but like Lockdown is a great name, and obviously because it was the Steel Cage pay-per-view, but Bound for Glory is a great name. Slammiversary is good just because it's so corny, but like Genesis, Final Resolution, it was very too, again, biblical and, thou shalt not.
But it came from Dixie Carter, probably.
No, because that was pre-Dixie Carter. So that's definitely
Jeff
Jarrett. Yeah. That's definitely Jeff Jarrett. Oh, yeah, Snake Eyes. I was going to say, even that. Well, when you think of Snake Eyes, you think of G.I. Joe, and you think of the Brian De Palma movie. Or I guess if you shoot dice, Snake Eyes.
I've never seen a Nicolas Cage movie.
You haven't?
No.
That seems like right up your alley.
What is it about?
It's a conspiracy thriller movie. He's a dirty cop who witnesses the assassination of the president or the governor, and he has to find out who did it. But it has like a 20-minute tracking shot. That's really good.
Really?
Yeah.
Seen the poster my entire life at
the
local video store. Yeah, the local video store, they had it plastered in the front.
Yeah.
Never seen the movie though.
I've seen it 2 times. It's great when he talks about it in his documentary De Palma, because he did it right after the first Mission Impossible.
Well, he lives out there too. If anybody's seen that video of the interview he did, I think that was 2021. We're 3 years ago. It's insane. But in 2021, when he did the interview, or actually it was 2022 when he came out with that horrible vampire movie. His house looks like
Renfield?
Casablanca.
No, Renfield was last year, 2023.
Hey man, every day.
No, that's how long ago it seems. Yeah, I mean, it came and
Yeah.
went. It was a notorious flop.
But they show his house. His house is in Vegas. It don't look that big, but what's inside is insane.
Well, he probably bought it because the whole Elvisness of it.
It's a mixture of that and Castlevania.
Yeah, but I mean, like he probably bought the house in Vegas because he won the Oscar for leaving Las Vegas, but he was still might be a huge Elvis mark. I mean, he married the man's daughter, so.
Tell me who hasn't been with that.
Yeah, Michael Jackson, Nick Cage. I mean, that's the strangest. That's a deadly combination.
I mean,
Nick Cage is Michael Jackson in. Would you watch the Nick Cage as the white Michael Jackson?
Yeah, either that or we get Ben Affleck.
No.
Since he always said the white Michael Jackson was always sad. Think about it. The black one was never sad, just the white one.
Fair. That is a fair point, to be honest. Yeah, I think there is something to that.
Excellent. Oh, he does own that Man of Steel.
Yeah. Yep. He bought the first the Action Comics issue 1. Yeah.
No wonder he went broke. That's 1.2.
No, that was the whole thing. Like I remember that. Can't remember if it was People or something that had the magazine article was like, here's why he went broke. It was all the extravagant shit he bought. Again, it was Elvis memorabilia, the first editions of stuff.
Didn't he own an island at one point?
Who knows? Again, buying an island just doesn't make sense to me.
Oh.
We're not going to go that far in terms of the other island talk. We ain't going.
No.
Again, when you see Pat
I had
McAfee,
that conversation with somebody behind the paywall about that, and then I started getting scared when he said, "Hey, I don't know who this number is that's calling me. Let me hang up."
But again, this is why I was never high on Pat McAfee, because you can take the guy at a bar stool, but you can't take the bar stool out of the guy. So
talk to him. He gonna say that word, bro.
That's y'all, man. Oh, he's such a great announcer. He's such a great wrestler, but he's the one giving Aaron Rodgers that platform. Let's not forget.
Dude, I know usually I piggyback on what I say because I could be wrong and I can admit when I'm wrong. I don't think I ever put him over because I'm like, it's a frat white dude. Okay.
Yeah. But again, it's that thing where the white guys who are able to win over the culture, it's fascinating to me because, oh, he wears sneakers. No shit. He's got on shoes.
Right. Oh,
he's got
always gonna be Jordan 1s.
Yeah, he's got witty references like, oh, okay. But then like when Mauro Ranallo did it was like, this man's corny. Boo! Like, it's all subjective.
Oh yeah, you hate him. I like him.
No, I love Mauro Ranallo. Remember?
Who said they hated him? It was somebody I know who said they hated him.
A lot of people hate him. No, I'm like, he never should have been fired. I'm like, they've switched the commentary teams twice in the last year. And again, Showtime Boxing just ended.
So did it today as well.
Yeah. And Showtime Boxing just ended. So he needs a gig. Give him a call. Bring him back. Vince isn't in charge.
All right. If you want to go over this, I actually found what you're right. I found out what Nick Cage has owned in this life. Now he went through $150 million besides not paying taxes.
That's why. Let's not forget why he lost his money. If you don't pay your taxes. But he was commanding, $20 million a movie after The Rock, because he won the Oscar, I think, in the same year.
Yeah. I don't know if you can see it. Let me know if you can.
Yeah, I can see. Purchased a haunted house that belonged to serial killer Madame Delphine Lalaurie for $3.5 million. He was said to have owned 15 different. Yeah, that's what it was. You get all the different houses.
So he bought a dinosaur skull for $300,000. He bought an 11th century Bavaria, probably mispronouncing castle, in Etzelweg, Germany for $8 million.
Bavarian Castle.
40
yeah,
acres.
Oh my God, geez, 8
40
million.
acre island south of Nassau County. You get it for
Oh, so
$7 million. A haunted house, like you said.
Yeah.
Who was Madame Delphine? I'm almost scared to look that up.
Yeah, I can't. That doesn't ring a bell.
15 residents in California. 15 residents alone in California, including a $25 million beach home. Dog, come on, bro.
No, I don't think
I
that's
can't
just
say
15
nothing
in
about athletes. That's
California. I
just
think that's
stupid.
just, and that's what I mean. He was probably just, I don't want to say high on things, but I think he was just high on that. Like, again, I'm getting 20 million a picture. This is never going to end. And he was right. He had that 4 or 5 year run where it was going good. He went from The Rock to Con Air to Face Off to Gone in 60 Seconds. I think that might have been like the last one that made it before the wheels, no pun intended, then started to come off. But
But
he
bro,
was
15 properties. You
that's
can be at
stupid.
one place. Yeah.
That's why Entourage is so great. When in the first episode, Eric meets the money manager, and he's like, his brother spends $1,000 on vitamin supplements. No way someone could take that many supplements and still fucking live. And he's like, okay. He's like, Turtle's making, 20 long distance phone calls. Get him an unlimited plan. That solves it right there. He's like, I'll get him free weekends. He's like, don't be a smart ass, Eric. It's like, that's why you have to hire the money manager guys. It's like, he would, after the second house, he would have been like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know who his financial advisor was, probably his uncle.
That is the thing. You're not wrong, because you are spitting like that famously. We'll talk about this tomorrow when we do our the movies of 2024. But Francis Ford Coppola notoriously pissed his money away, and he's gonna do it again with this movie. As you, I think Cal and I talked about it before as well. But like, I mean, he famously didn't want to make The Godfather 2. They begged him at Paramount to make it, and he said, "I want this." He wanted to conduct or fund an orchestra. He wanted to make The Conversation, which he made in between Godfather and Godfather Part 2. And then it was another like large amount of money that he ended up pissing away later on. And he famously started one of the first independent studios at that time for a director, which was American Zoetrope, and he shut it down like 15 years later. Because he just didn't know how to fund his movies' budgets.
Well, and again, we'll talk about it tomorrow, everybody. So make sure, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you do it. So if y'all don't know, Francis Ford Coppola has a new movie, which is a passion project. The key word is passion. When you spend money on anything that you're passionate about.
30 to 40 years he's been wanting to make this movie. And he said technology wasn't ready. He could never get the funding as well, because again, he pissed money away.
That first part about the technology. This dude, technology, come on, bro. He from the old school. We don't
No, it's like Jim Cameron. He said he had the idea for Avatar, but he's like, I gotta wait. Well, I mean, I know that's your guy, but
he's a hack. He's a jabroni. He's a mark for himself.
Well, see, we'll talk about tomorrow, because everyone, and a little bit today, everyone's a mark for themselves. That's why society moves the way it moves, to be honest. You wanted to start there? Okay.
Right. Go ahead. Hey, no, you're going to be right. This your ISO because you were right. It took people 2 years to realize this, but Davis was finally right.
I've been saying it for years and years, though. No, don't get me on the screen by myself. But so, like Triple H does his Triple H thing of like, I got a special announcement. A former WWE champion's going to show up on Raw, or may not show up, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And Jinder Mahal comes out, and everyone's like, "Of course it's Jinder Mahal," but it's like, well, I mean, you should be mad because it was dumb at the same time because like Jinder Mahal is still employed by the company, so it's not like it was a real return. I'm expecting like no, someone who hasn't worked for the company. But he comes out, he cuts that horrible promo about this is why you Americans. But it's like, bro, you're Canadian, okay? Like he was, he big up in the
Right.
no, he was big up in the Punjabi, and it's like you're from Canada, Jinder. Calm the fuck down, okay?
Right. I have to remember that because I'm like, wait a minute, why is he cutting all these like anti-American promos? Like, I understand, but at the same time, it's like, really?
You're right. You're right over the border, just a bridge walk away.
Right. You're hop skipping away, bro. Like, if you go to Detroit, you in America now. Detroit is
Basically.
this close. Buffalo as well to Canada.
No, it's good. Like Lats fan guys talked about how when they were at WrestleMania 23, they stayed in Canada and just walked over to get into Detroit to go to the event. He comes out, cuts this shitty promo, and blah blah blah. Then if you smell, don't. And he comes out again. He's off his new cycle of steroids. That human growth hormone is working, which I've told y'all for years and years. Because the man after a kick to the gut was
wait.
huffing him.
Is it if he's having those effects of? I mean, obviously, it's not gonna make you bulletproof, but when you like that, yeah, dog, you gotta calm down on it.
But all right,
let's see CCs of it.
But he does it for appearance. He doesn't do it for athleticism, which is why when he does have to move, he tears every tendon in his fucking knee, in his thigh, in his arm, in his abdomen, like he did in those matches a decade ago.
Mm-hmm.
Again, 2012, 2013 is now 11, 12 years ago. That's how crazy. And people think this guy's going to come back and pick it right back up. He could barely do it then. Again, that first match with John Cena is passable. The second one, not so much. And the CM Punk matches were what they were. And we can't count the tag match that they did against the Awesome Truth or anything extra. And let's not forget, the only thing he did physically in WWE was he beat Eric Rowan in 8 seconds at WrestleMania 32, which was ridiculous. And he's like attacked a few people in between. But other than that, this is not a guy. The DDP yoga wouldn't work. He would tear every bone and muscle in his body. He can't move. That's why he isn't. That's why he doesn't do stunts.
He's too far along at this point in his life to actually even get in shape. He's been out the ring for 10 years now, like you said. That one spot against Eric Rowan. Even then, he was like, that rock bottom looked like it hurt him more than Eric Rowan. And then, as y'all see with Jinder Mahal, when he did that people's elbow, hey, I'm calling that the Golden Corral elbow. Because as soon as he came back up, yeah, like, bro, he ain't in shape, bro. He got to start getting in ring shape like tomorrow.
He sounded like in Superbad when Seth Rogen can't chase Michael Cera anymore.
Fastest kid in the world.
He's the fastest kid alive. He's the fastest kid in the world.
No, he was sound like my guy from damn, bro. Yes,
look at you, Rock. You sound sick.
You look like my guy from Malcolm in the Middle that be in a wheelchair.
Stevie?
Yeah.
And it was bad because he was stretching this line of where should the Rock?
Right.
Where should the Rock go out to eat? Hang on. We're in San Diego, right? Yeah. Should I go out sit in a booth? I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, what kind of weird joke is he trying to say? He's like, should I sit at the bar? The Rock likes the bar.
Oh, we know. That's why he sound like that now too.
It's like he was
gassed up. He be drinking. That Terramana is running in his veins.
It's like he was playing a full game for Tom Thibodeau. Like, I can't. Like Taj Gibson these days. Like Taj Gibson is looking at Tom Thibodeau like, you rap bastard, you.
Bruh, it's like he played against Mike D'Antoni Like he playing against that offense, bro.
Run it again.
He come out the pick and rolls, trying to get at
And
Steve
then
Nash.
that line had no way because he's just, and everyone again reacted big because it's like, oh, he said it's like, oh, he said it. Like, it's like he said, or at the head of the table. Ooh,
You see, he stood there for a minute like a statue. He was like, hold on.
He was talking like Darth Vader. Like he should have like, where's the oxygen?
I am
going again, and everyone's like, he's gonna have the match, and then like, but he's gonna have the match at Elimination Chamber, and people are like, no, he's not. But he did in 2013. Yeah, he did when he was back on a full-time run for those 3 months. It's not the same. Like, again, granted, it's not the same because we've had Logan Paul, we've had Brock Lesnar, all that. Yeah, he can show up and do one match, but what's gonna happen? He's gonna hit those. He's gonna hit those ropes, and then knees are gonna buckle, and then
This match has to be no more than 10 minutes, 15 tops, bro. It's like what Great Muta told Sting, you 20 minutes. No,
it's gonna
do 20. 15, that's enough. 15, that's enough.
I mean, it's gonna go 30 because Roman Reigns is gonna do his.
Oh, the Randy Orton 08 him.
And then switch it to the cravat because he does the cravat more than the actual headlock. He does the Chris Hero cravat. Like, all right.
Yeah, if they actually about to book Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns at Royal Rumble, it's about to be the headlock competition. Pause.
Please stand by.
Like, bro, how many more headlocks you gonna do and talk? The difference between him and Randy Orton is he talk.
You can't
That's
tell
10 minutes.
Yeah, you can't tell if it's buffering or is it real time. Like, so
and then the promo. Remember, somebody said on Twitter, they was like, bro, they about to have Paul Heyman and the Usos run a gauntlet. They got to do all the promos.
And we're just not shitting on how he was physically because he was bad on the mic too. Like it was.
But that was the first thing everybody said.
No, but like what was more drastic was just like, whew, man, I am out of shape.
Because he ran the gauntlet of saying the same thing that we heard in '96, but it was just 10 minutes. I'm like, damn, the FCC gonna have a field day with this.
But it was bad for him to be like, you hate these. He got all Obama, like America, damn it, is a country. Like
they said he gonna run for office this year, right?
That's what everyone thought it was gonna be. Like he's shitting on America, and then he beats up Jinder Mahal, and it's like, and don't forget to fill out your ballots for Dwayne Johnson, November, whatever day the election is. I don't know because I don't
legit. I thought he was actually gonna make a presidential.
That actually would have been funny to me. That would have been like, you know what? At least he's committed. At least he finally like got the joke. Instead, he's just
thought
like
that was gonna happen, not the whole match thing.
And then what's he do? He does again, and MJF does the same shit. And that's why I said, like, if you look at MJF's YouTube recommends, it's all 2012 or 2004 Rock promos where he's like, The Rock is gonna chant something, and then the crowd is gonna say it right back to you, douchebag. And then the crowd goes, and he then points to the crowd, and then the crowd goes, douchebag, and then he douchebag. It's like when he was like, CM Punk, I'm gonna call you something, and the whole crowd is gonna say it with me, Cookie Puss. And then the crowd went Cookie Puss because it's like they want to play sing along, and that's why CM Punk was so great at tearing him down. He's like, with your little catchphrases, and you want to call me names. I'm so scared of you, tough guy. Like,
and when he said it, it was over. Nobody said Cookie Puss again. It's like,
because
he shut him down on the mic. I lived long enough back then to see CM Punk out.
CM Punk and John Cena. When John Cena, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? The Rock is 6'5", too. Like that was the angry. Like what are you gonna do? Like you're gonna chant something? You're gonna do?
But that showed his. I think that was the first time we seen his immortality.
That was him mad that this guy legit hated him and was like calling him out for writing shit on his wrist. Like this, like this is a sacred business. You don't pull stunts like that. John Cena's like,
No,
fuck this
it's battle
guy.
rap.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's battle rap, bro. If we gonna go there, we gonna go there.
Well, like
If
John
you
Cena said,
upset,
I do
get
this
your bars in.
every week. I ain't gonna write this down on my hand every week. Like, and this guy acts for a living. Is he writing it down? Like, like just because he has to read cue cards to. The mistake is thinking you got a goddamn choice, boy. Like,
oh, it's the same thing with his cousin right now.
yeah,
He got 3 writers. He got 4 ghostwriters. He Kanye.
I think
and a lot of producers behind him.
But for everyone to be like, yes, we need this. It's the big money match. Why do you care? You're putting the money in for this match. You ain't making the money from this match. That's why it's so stupid when people care about WWE succeeding as a business. Motherfucker, they're taking your money for this 15 minutes.
Like, you ain't gonna get a job. Man, you've been saying that for 3 years now. You ain't gonna get no job with them.
No, it's not even the podcasters who are WWE focused. Just like as a fan, like this is the big money match to make. It's like, yeah, because you're the one who's funding it, dumbass. Like,
also too, it's in Australia. You can't get over there. You just bought a streaming platform just to watch it for that 1 month. Now, be it is $9.99 or whatever. No, Peacock is like $12 now. Or if you like me, you got the WWE network for $7.24 American money.
Okay.
Yeah. Ask me how. But yeah. So you paid a streaming platform that nobody get paid off of, because we talked about the streaming thing. We don't need to talk about it right now. But the people that's in Australia, they get to watch it. Yeah.
No, go ahead. The podcast I listen to, the guys like Netflix has basically won the streaming war, and I'm like, yeah, he's right. Like, HBO is giving them content. Peacock and all the others, Paramount Plus and Disney are like, we're kind of making mistakes here. And we would always talk about the streaming and all that. But yeah, like, and Peacock's response, and the only reason Peacock's doing so well is because of WWE, funny enough, which we all kind of knew, because how are we going to watch? Again, if I want to watch 2005 Raw, I got to go to fucking Peacock because that's the only way I can watch it. YouTube, they take it down or it's only half of it. And Daily Motion's been irrelevant for 7 years now. And
yeah, and they still got some stuff on there, though. They got a lot of AEW New Japan matches on there. Google search it.
And there's another site I use as well for that, but no, I mean, to care about like what this is gonna move for money and the it's like that. If that's what it's about, then be an economist. Like what? Like we are watching it for creativity, or we're not watching to see this company make money. That's where the whole like, are you rooting for one company to succeed over the other in a business way or in a creative way? Because let's not get this wrong. One company is way more successful as a business than the other, but creatively it flip-flops. One has strengths that the other doesn't, and one has weaknesses that the other doesn't have. But if you're just on the one side because it's a better business, like, no shit, it's been around for 40 years. Again, run WrestleMania. No, I'm saying like, but like in terms of like WrestleMania, like doing big business, like being, in the mainstream and crossing that threshold of making money. And a company that's been around again 5 years now, as they celebrated this week. When you have a 35+ year head start, of course you're going to make more money,
right? And accumulate more stars, so to speak, and celebrities, because they're the known
and business deals. Yeah,
it's like the NFL and the NBA. Like, I'm not going to the G League.
No, it's the NFL and the UFL. Like, who's going to? What's
he just bought the UFL as well, so.
Well, no, he had the XFL and they merged because he realized like it was a fledgling. I think the USFL needed it more than the XFL did.
But it's still the same business acumen as well, too. So I don't get it.
I've told y'all this man's a bad businessman when you look at his Hollywood career choices, and we'll get to that tomorrow. We won't talk about that really today. That's a segue into tomorrow's movie discussion.
This is just the hate episode, so this kind of.
Well, it's more wrestling centric, but again, this man's back because Hollywood's like, "You're done, Rock. Get up, Rock."
And then again, because like we keep saying, and we'll talk about it tomorrow, it's not that many people that could draw money. So it's like, we got to tell this old dude to go, but we don't have nobody else other than like Chris Pratt that's making money. So, yeah.
The movies I've been looking up for 2024, there are some great ones and some like...
Yeah. That ain't going to make no money.
And I've been looking up ones that have just been announced, but I haven't really had too much production in the way. Like Edgar Wright's going to remake The Running Man, which I don't ever remember them announcing that
at all.
But yeah, I don't. And apparently, he said like it's gonna be faithful to.
But
the
that's
book.
the same thing with the Acme movie. I keep telling you, like, what did
they announced that. No, they announced that for real. Because I remember when they announced like John Cena's gonna be in it, I'm like, oh, that's a big deal. And then when they announced 2 months ago that they were gonna shit can it, I was like, that sucks.
Now it's like, no. We actually gonna put this out. Like, which one is it?
Well, no, Warner Brothers won't put it out there trying to sell it to whoever wants to buy it. Again, David Zaslav. That's the part that's still up for grabs. That's why they dropped that image, because it's a real like trying to see if it has movement behind it for a studio to get desperate enough to pay whatever. But again, Warner Brothers needs any type of money. They'll take $5 for it at this point.
But you can get the Acme movie. It's essentially like the products, the Acme products. They're going to explode because they do.
Yeah, but that's what's so stupid to me is that you own the Looney Tunes and you want to sell something. You want to sell something that's Looney Tunes related to the competitor, like that. That's ass backwards to me. But I've been saying for years, like, don't expect The Rock to come back. He did this whole run last fall saying I would have come back if they had asked me, but no one asked me. Playing the victim like he always does, and now when they don't really need him, because again they just got CM Punk back.
They do need him. Because what you gonna do between now and April? That's the main thing. Because this guy has used up all his PTO. He's showing up on TV even more than ever before. He's showing up tonight as of this recording. It is about the same old shit. Old shit.
Is Seth Punk better than Roman Punk?
Say again, I'm sorry.
Seth versus Punk or Roman versus Punk. Which one's a better story / match in your opinion? Because as a match, both are going to have their work cut out for them. But as a story, they're almost the same in a way. With Seth Rollins, it's more like I took your whole flow. And with Roman Reigns, it was like you thought you were this star and you hated that I was going to be this star and I surpassed what you did tenfold.
Well, you got to think about this too.
And the Paul Heyman element too.
Right. You got to think about this because they probably, I don't know. I don't do like, everybody else start fantasy booking because we don't know. Obviously, we just learned this past Monday. Nobody knows anything in the news. We know what's going on with the signing with old girl. That news, I don't care. The NXT news, originally I was going to talk about that, but I don't care until I see people show up. But I will say the Punk versus Rollins thing intrigues me more because you got a guy who clearly needs to sit down more than ever. Like, it's getting to a point, hey, this is why Davis is good. It's getting to a point now where he's just beating up anybody to save space. And then, as I call him, Drew Flacco, or Fluco, if you will, just keeps jobbing up. So now it's just like they got Rollins just out here. Look, when 2K24 comes out being a video game, he's definitely got to be a 99. It's like superseding it all over again. As soon as you got him down, babyface comeback, and he's the pedigree, 20 chop. That's his moveset now because his back is blown out. Pause.
Yeah.
He got chops. A pedigree, curve stomp, repeat.
It's like that part in The Incredibles where he beats the machine and he's like, and he's like, oh, my back. Like,
that's what it is. And then, well, like Sean said, so if we want to go by the story, I can see why Sean and others would say Roman versus Cody because obviously it's been a whole thing.
Cody Roman's, it's a poor story. Just like I won last year, face it, you lost. And Cody said, well, you cheated and blah, blah, blah. Like you can't do it man to man. It's like, no shit, I'm a heel, dumbass. Like that's when you really have to be MJF about it. Like I use a ring to beat people, dumb fuck. Like,
but with Cody, because he's like the only true babyface right now, like one of the few I'll say baby faces in pro wrestling right now, where it's just like you can't help but be on his side. That's why they fill in time with him with this whole Shinsuke thing. And it's just like
any story, the Brock Lesnar story, the tag team title reign with Jey Uso, like anything to keep him in the good graces. Yeah. Like with Drew McIntyre, it's the opposite. With Drew McIntyre, he's become CM Punk funny enough. Like you got your title run, Matt, and then you got it taken away. and he didn't get it back. And it's like, well, who fucking who? Like, I'm not saying that Drew Mac, like that's how they view it in the booking office. Like, you got
They
your
do
like,
now. I
I'm
believe
sorry it happened during COVID, but they're like, tough shit.
I think so now. I think it's at that point now. Obviously, I'm not backstage by any means, but I feel like now it's at that point where, all right, y'all just doing him dirty. Obviously, he wasn't going to go over the guy that's going to make
Oh,
it
hell
at
no.
day one.
Oh, I think meant over
But-
to AEW. I'm like, yeah, no, he was never going to go over there. That was the whole ploy.
No,
Yeah.
if he go back to TNA, he's been there before. He's done business, and Scott D'Amore is in charge now. So
Yeah.
they got the money though. They got the money though.
Not AEW money though. If he cared about money that much, again, in AEW he would have no choice to go over there, be a top guy, and get paid more than the Impact situation would be. Again, Impact has now replaced ROH as like, oh,
a professional company.
No, as like you'll get some money and some attention, but there's a real number two, like like what TNA was on Spike. That's what AEW is now.
Is that
Impact,
why? And then
Impact now is ROH on CW. Like,
and I mean, obviously, we're not talking about the signings, but is that why you think, per the reports, because I believe it to be true, it was just like this ain't gonna last long with her being over there. Is that why you think Naomi is going back?
I said it all of last year when she was gone. I said she's gonna have a year off and come straight back because she wants to. That was
It just makes more sense too.
If she wanted to go to AEW, she would have signed there. That's what I was saying for all of last year until,
especially like you. Sorry to cut you off. Especially like you just said for the money, because they would have did it just to spite.
Not even the money, but like she would have gone there already. It's that fucking simple. Like if she was interested in going there, she would have signed. It's not the CM Punk thing of I gotta wait and see for real before I lock myself in and this thing, burns out in a year and a half. CM Punk legit did the wait and see because if I'm going to come back to wrestling and really dedicate myself, I got to make sure this company can float on its own. If I come in, I add something more. She boosts the company and particularly the women's division as a whole, but she boosts it. She doesn't save it.
Yeah. And it really doesn't need to be saved anyway.
Well, not just that, like she doesn't want to go there for whatever her reasons are, but like it was a spiteful leave. And I was on her side when she left because she had every right to leave. I've been the big defender of like what she did is no different than people who quit their job, who just walk out of their job. How many people have just walked out of their job and said, fuck it, and then gotten a new one? Ain't no different from a regular person who works at Subway compared to someone who works at a Fortune 500 company where, you get sick and tired of it, cash the fuck out.
Yeah. Somebody that understands that. Yeah.
And again, people got mad because how dare you leave WWE, blah, blah, blah. They made you. Well, they also are the reason, again, Drew McIntyre is now her. Why aren't I getting the opportunities I deserve more when the people who are holding the opportunities I should get aren't in the shape to be given them?
This also makes you think, was he more so a Triple H guy or more so a Vince guy at this point?
No, Drew is definitely a Vince guy, which is why the Triple H thing has been playing out the way it is. Because he only came back to NXT for like the Triple H stamp over.
1 second, and I ain't gonna keep cutting you off because he hates guys that are in better shape than him, right?
Well, my whole thing, and I've said this on Black Wrestling, I said on this pod with you whenever we talk about wrestling, is like the audacity of Triple H championing the guys that he shitted on is hilarious. He said Kurt Angle's too small, Eddie Guerrero's too small, the Redacted Wolverine is too small, Chris Jericho's too small. All these guys he said were too small are the guys he champions today. Finn Balor, Johnny Gargano, Adam Cole when he was there. These are the guys he puts up on the pedestal over the clear, obvious guys that look like Triple H. Like when you watch Black and Gold era NXT, you see Riddick Moss. You see guys with better bodies. I mean, that was the whole thing. Like when Killer Cross signed and became Karrion Kross, it's like, oh, they're going to push this guy to the moon. And they did. He just got injured. But you think now with Triple H in control, he'd get a better opportunity because he's Triple H, modern day Triple H, the same body look, the same type of vibe with the, you know, it might be a cult, it might be something else, but he wears a leather jacket and is a regular guy at the same time. So, again, it hasn't panned out in that way. And you're right that there is something to you are a better version of me, because he was the most self-conscious guy there was, which is why you see him as a blue blood, and then you see him 3 years later as the game. The transformation he went physically, and that's what tore his body apart. And that's why he was so worried about John Cena. That's why he hated Edge. That's why, you know, he kept Randy Orton close just to put him down.
But who was the Harvard grad dude?
Chris Nowinski.
He hated him too.
Yeah. He's hated a lot of guys. Yeah. The only guy he truly championed was Batista. But that's because Batista was older than him. The Sheamus thing is always weird to me, because there's always that, like, it's true, it's not true about them being workout buddies, or him being like the Triple H guy. You know what I mean? Like, in terms of like his handpicked guy, because
I think he was. He gave him a WrestleMania match like his first year in the.
No, you're right. Well, famously, it's like Stephanie picked John Cena, he picked Randy Orton, and Stephanie won that. Stephanie won that within 3 years. Because when Randy Orton revealed himself to be a fuckhead who got in trouble every 6 months or got injured every 10 months, Triple H was like, I look like a horrible mentor because this guy's a fucking idiot. Like,
oh no, he definitely a worse OG than Bird, man.
Yeah.
So and then, I mean, choosing between Cena and Randy ain't that bad of a pick to have. But at that point, it's like, who's the basket case and who's like more headed, screwed on better.
Well, when you look at their personalities too, like the John Cena that Stephanie saw, the guy who was rapping on the tour bus, that's the brand builder, you know, the businesswoman Stephanie, like, you know, who cares about what the mainstream is going to think, the woman that hired late night writers to bring them over to WWE. Triple H is the wrestling fan. So this guy who's a descendant of Cowboy Bob Orton and Barry Orton, yeah, that's the guy who I want to mentor, a guy who has ties to the history of the business, because he's a mark for history.
Yeah. Bob Orton was a great worker too. His dad a little bit, but his spouse was a good.
But that's what I mean. They picked on both sides of the business, and she won because at that time, John Cena as a worker wasn't good, and Randy Orton was better as a worker at that time. But we saw Randy Orton on the mic in 04, 05 is not good.
Oh no, I like the injury updates. That was hilarious.
No, but I mean,
I'm at 56% right now.
No, I mean, when he tried to be the good guy, and then when he tried being the bad guy again, he really didn't figure stuff out until the whole
evolution
Viper character. Yeah, post evolution, he didn't know what to do, because it was easy to be the hateable prick in evolution versus.
And he wasn't even that hateable. He was just like the young punk.
But that's why he's hateable. Yeah. That's why he's hateable. He was saying
in the face, which is still crazy. I don't understand that. Like, y'all, them
do
better than me.
Do it, Randy. Spit in my face. When Mick Foley did this, right here, do it right here.
But remember, he did it at Harley Race. I think Harley Race threw like a shoot punch.
You son of a bitch.
Right. He thought he was Bob Ward for a second. He was like, I recognize him.
You're right, because this guy, I know, Double G, who does the show of Meltzer, he tweeted this after Crown Jewel, after the match that Seth and Drew had, where he's like, it would have made sense for Drew to win, but I didn't expect him to. And I'm like, that's wrestling in a nutshell. Or in particular, that's WWE booking. The guy who should win on paper never wins.
Yeah.
Because it makes too much fucking sense.
Well, also, too, I felt like they just basically, in 2012, when they had the Clash at the Castle, Survivor Series, what was that? 2022? Oh, no, 2020 when they had the match. Roman versus Drew.
Roman versus Drew was, the first one was Survivor Series 2020, and Clash at the Castle was, 2022, fall of 2022. Yeah.
Yeah, so I felt like that was basically like, here, damn, the Clash at the Castle match. It was like, here, bro.
The whole selling point was like that we have a guy from Scotland who's going to be the big draw, and the drama of it worked. Like, those kickouts were like, oh shit, are they really going to do it? And the whole reveal of like that being Solo Sikoa's big debut. I'm like, this is one of the best booked moments in a long time. Granted, you didn't have the ultimate payoff of a guy who wins in his whole country, but that's WWE's whole history. Like, no one really wins. Again, the whole, if you're in your hometown, prepare to, count the lights.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, man, this is America. We gonna win in the country, but at the same time, you're right. Like, everybody loses in a home state or home city.
More often than not, it's a real like 9 times out of 10 type of deal. Yeah.
Which is it's fine. You can't always win at home anyway. You see our pro teams.
Yeah. Well, again, it's not like home field advantage.
Just like your team, just like the 49ers. They got beat by the Ravens. They got butchered by the Ravens on Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a tragedy. Well, actually, more so they threw the game away than anything. Yeah. Because that's not fair. Like, because Lamar was throwing passes and those guys were like, dropping him.
Okay, so what happened in 2012? We're gonna talk about Drew Fluco. Let's talk about actual
the Super Bowl.
Joe Fluco. Yeah, what happened at the Super Bowl then?
No, like Joe Flacco being red hot for 5 games is just like, who is this man? Where did he come from?
Well, you see what's going on with the Browns. He's been throwing picks, but they like, we winning, so it don't matter.
Hey, a win's a win. That's what I would say with Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm like, what does it say at the end of the day? It says a win.
Dude, if he would have won that Super Bowl in 2020, I would have been sick.
Why?
Because he's not supposed to win. And you think I would have said Tom Brady definitely would have been more upset.
That's why it would have been. Oh, he was the one doing the hum shaba, like cut, doing like the curse. So Jimmy Garoppolo wouldn't win. Like
Indiana Jones. What if Tom Brady is Triple H, bro? That's who Tom Brady is.
Yeah, no, of course he is. Yeah,
I don't want nobody that possibly could be better than me getting put over.
But that's
he was happy. His best win, he'll probably say years later, is me being Pat Mahomes in 2021.
Yeah, even though it was like, well, you were a shell of yourself, and it was the COVID year, and blah. He's like,
yeah, it's definitely that. He's gonna admit it years later. He's gonna be like, man, that's my favorite win ever.
When really,
it's be after Pat get one more Super Bowl and one more MVP.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like Peyton Manning knows like Tom Brady's better than him, and it eats him to say that. But
you can lie. It's okay.
And he's good at being a liar because he's a good actor. Of like, Tom, when we played, and I mean, it was so fun playing against you. I can't.
No, I'm saying you're lying.
By saying what? That Tom Brady's better than Peyton Manning?
Yeah, you can say it to the audience. You can look in the A camera.
Come on.
I'm looking at the A camera. He's lying.
Tom Brady didn't have Marvin Harrison to Reggie Wayne.
Who?
Dallas Clark. Don't do that. Don't do that just because you're worried.
No. I don't know who you're talking about.
Again, don't do that just because, the boogeyman.
Hey, it wasn't me. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Starvin Darrison was a great player. His son is great as well.
Tom Brady had to throw to Jabbar Gaffney and fucking Andre.
It's the system. Caldwell. What you mean? It's the system. Look at what Pat Mahomes got, and Andy Reid is the Hall.
But what did he have? What did he have during the first 2 Super Bowls?
It don't matter.
Travis Kelce. Who do you have during the first one? Tyreek Hill. Come on.
I mean, a win's a win. He got 2
Hall. Yeah, but if you still have a top 5 guy at his position, like Tom Brady never, until the Randy Moss year, never had a top 5 guy at any position as a weapon.
The one guy from Miami was pretty good.
Wes Welker?
The one guy from Miami was pretty good. The GTA character.
Oh, no, but he never played.
It don't matter.
And New England didn't play, and in Tampa Bay it doesn't count. In Tampa Bay it doesn't count for that because that man was already because he wasn't the guy who he was in Pittsburgh. Come on,
he still won a Super Bowl, bro.
Look at the numbers. He wasn't the same guy who was like worth all that trouble.
Yeah, but when you got Mike Evans and then you got Leonard Fournette running the ball,
that's a bigger example. Like he had Mike Evans there because Mike Evans, like everyone said, like he'll make the Hall of Fame. It's like, yeah, he should. He's had what 8 straight 1,000-yard season. That's a top tier wide receiver right there.
And he just had a good season with that piece of garbage, bro.
Well, no one, like, yeah.
So that should put him all of it. He's not gonna get paid from Tampa Bay, but yeah.
He went from Jameis Winston, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Tom Brady, Baker Mayfield, of course he should be a Hall of Famer. Catching a dot by, I mean, this is my thing where Calvin Johnson got to make it while never having a playoff win. Then of course Mike Evans should.
Well, when you were 6'5", like 250, 230, somewhere around.
You're saying you should be able to catch the ball?
Yes. Name me how many wideouts can you recall are 6'5"?
That's the thing. Then how many of those guys flame out just as much though? They say, "Oh, this guy's got the size, but he doesn't have the hands. He should be a tight end." Blah blah blah. You know, he doesn't have the footwork or the speed. Like Mike Evans was like perfect.
Yeah, it's about 6'1", 220, somewhere around that, 210.
And that's why the Johnny Manziel hype was so real coming out of college. It's like in hindsight, like we really should like.
No, I'm listening to you. I just every time I hear Johnny Manziel, I'm like, yeah.
Well, no, like Mike Evans like boosted his profile. Like, is this guy that good? Like, well, I mean, he's constantly kind of throwing to Mike Evans. So, yeah.
You know what we might have to do? We might have to just do like all the great players from Texas A&M.
I think those are the only. I see when I found out the guy Devin Achan.
Mm-hmm.
When I found out he was from Texas A&M, I'm like that. I haven't been paying attention to college football, so I wouldn't have known that.
They got some players. It's like it's either you're gonna be really good or you're gonna be a one time. It's a Jay-Z line that I can't remember. It's like one hot song for one summer or something like that.
Oh yeah,
and that's Johnny Manziel. But then you got Pat Mahomes boy right here. So
he's from Texas Tech.
Yeah, my fault, Texas Tech.
If you're saying Texas colleges in general, that's better because it's like there's
let's do that because you got Texas Tech, A&M, Baylor,
Rice,
Texas,
Texas.
Right. That's what I'm like. Hold on, they got some colleges.
UTEP.
I mean, who other than Robert Griffin? I can't remember anybody in the past 2 years to come out of Baylor. Yeah, was it McIntyre? No, he came out of Notre Dame.
Yeah. In general, who came out of it? Well, Bryce Petty was the guy who replaced Robert Griffin III, and he flamed out.
Yeah.
I can't remember who's the guy after him, though. They had one guy. They had the guy who was the meme, the scary-looking guy, Sean Oakman. They had him, but then he did some shit.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah.
Shit, dude was 6'8", 350, something like that.
Yeah.
Which is not fair for any position in the NFL. I don't even care if you're a lineman.
But see, and that's the thing about Drew McIntyre, to bring it full circle. Like on paper, he's the look, right, of like what Vince wanted, and that's what you're saying. Like in Triple H is like, no. I'm gonna put it. A broken back Seth is gonna hold on to it. And it's like it's not the whole time. Just like
Yeah, it's getting bad, people. I don't care how y'all feel. Y'all just caught up in the moment just because wrestling is so much in the great transition. Go ahead. All right, if you're going to lead with hate, which I like to do, I'm going to lead with a little bit of love. No, lead with hate, or I won't go to hate.
No, because I love the guy too, but I don't like seeing people be their own worst enemy. And that's what it comes down to. The Rock. That's what it comes down to. Anyone who puts himself in a position like this. Again, John Cena, I haven't liked any of his matches since 2017. Yeah. The Roman Reigns one we watched in 2020 with the Show Your Work guys, it was like it had drama to it, but as a match, it was like, I was trying to build to it with like, get up, you son of a bitch, like because again, it's like he was doing the theatrics, but like move for move, he can't do it anymore. Again, Austin Theory, it was what it was.
Well, Austin Theory is not a solid worker anyway.
I don't agree with that.
Okay, we can agree to disagree. That's why
he's who Sammy Guevara thinks he is.
He could talk.
Oh, I think the opposite of that. See,
no, he could talk.
We're on the
wrong
Him
and Grayson side. Allen should be eventual tag champs.
Grayson Allen is the guy I'm shocked is.
Grayson Allen, I'm tripping. Grayson Waller. Yeah, Grayson Allen
too. I fell for it too because I'm saying Grayson Allen.
Yeah,
I mean, Australia is Jacksonville of the continents.
No,
it
Florida
is.
No, Florida in general, because you'll see wallabies and all that anyway.
Yeah,
wombats. Yeah, you'll see some exotic animals. Go to Orlando alone, bro. I've never seen so many different animals come out the woods.
But you're saying Kota Ibushi.
He got to get his ball body back.
Well, you came up with this good joke. I'm like, is the one we're seeing now a clone? And I'm like,
Oh,
that it's clever because it's like, well, I'm like, and I said, like, is it the Prestige where like he gets in the box and then a clone comes out and he's the real one the whole time, or is it like they created a clone and the real Kota Ibushi is resting up to be fully 100%, and they're sending out the faulty one that constantly breaks? Like,
this is Kanye, bro. It's 20 different Kanyes. This is one of the 20 variations of Ibushi, bro. Because both of them, they're fat. The Kanye that we see now looks like a 60-year-old man for something. I mean, he got that young woman. I won't say, anything about
his
nobody's
wife,
but he got that. He got that.
and his
young
wife is a Kim Kardashian ripoff. So you're saying the same thing about Kim Kardashian?
I mean, what Batista did.
What do you say? At WrestleMania, it's gonna be you. I'm taking the World Heavyweight Championship from you, and he throws the clipboard on him. My God, damn!
He was gassed up during that promo too.
Yeah, a lot of his old promos, he was that guy. Yeah,
he was sweating a lot too.
Like, you and I, like, the greatest promo we ever cut was kicking the devil's ass. Like,
hey man, listen, I love Dave Bautista, one of the greatest actors I ever seen in my life, and it's crazy because he got in the business at like 40 years old. He got in the business at 40 years old.
Damn near, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's no time limit when you get in the acting business. He's living proof of that because he got in and was great, and he's getting greater. Doom 2 coming by the way.
Fuck out of here, Kurt Warner.
Damn, is he the Kurt Warner of acting?
No, he's better than Kurt Warner.
What you mean?
Starting out old in a young man's sport, yeah. Like Kurt Warner won one Super Bowl right away. Batista was headlining WrestleMania, then transitioned to a successful Hollywood career. Like, come on.
I forgot. You think I forgot what you used to say about Kurt Warner? I ain't forget.
You watched the movie. I can't believe you actually saw that movie.
Oh, I fell asleep. That was different.
Yeah. But
then I went to go see the Kingsman prequel, which I need to see again.
Really good. Until it's like Hitler's at the end, and I'm like, Hitler, like,
yeah, the go home was. We don't want to spoil it, but the go home had me like,
no, it's just like a big, like the real at the end, like, introduce yourself. He's like, my name is Adolf Hitler, and it's like, what? We know who he is. Like, look at him, like,
bro. But no, the thing is, I kept falling asleep during the movie. Right, great movie. It was just I was tired. But then when they said that line, I woke up like the Undertaker. I said, what? Because I saw the part with the son, which really that caught me off guard.
That's still a crazy ass scene. That's one of the craziest scenes, just in terms of like, whoa, oh my God. Like, I did not expect it would happen.
Accidental too, I said.
David Von Erich in the Iron Claw. That's who that guy is now.
Oh, that is him.
Yep. Harris Dickinson. Yeah.
I got the movie too, so.
I ain't watching that. Again, I've been through, when we talk about movies tomorrow, we'll have a discussion about what's been out recently as well. But no, Ibushi is.
Yeah.
But let's not act like the writing wasn't on the wall for Ibushi, because he got injured on the botched. It wasn't like he botched. He just landed wrong. He landed full on his body. So to have an injury like that
for a year.
Yeah. And then he comes back and it's like, did you do any type of physical therapy, or did they
remember, what did I tell you when he came back at AEW? I said, oh, this is bad.
I agree. Yeah. You and I were both like, this is not good. Like,
because nobody saw him. We saw a video because he got a training school coming out. He had a hoodie on, so I'm like, all right, he got a hoodie on. But then when he came out full gear,
he's doing what I'm doing right now. Like, I didn't work out yesterday, so I gotta, put on the hoodie.
You know not to say that around me.
My shoulder
not working out. Yeah, both of mine are, brother, and I got a bad hit.
That's the problem with him. He can't work out because he's his body's broken down.
It's ways you can compromise to still get your workouts in. And this is the guy, if y'all know about Ibushi, just shred it. 5% body, just shred it. Particularly, now, it makes me think, was he on the gas because how he look now?
Yeah. Oh, like, is this the result of the wear and tear of doing, because particularly heavyweight Ibushi, not junior heavyweight, where he just looks like, most guys do, but like 2016 on, he was a whole different guy. Yeah.
Physically. 220 Ibushi.
and just like he would just be built like this, and like
the traps, but
yeah,
then he got a 6-pack and just cut. So now seeing that he might have been on the gas and he off of it to get to that point, because unless he just sit down, because all right, so let me take the nice route about this, because Ibushi is our guy. That's one of my favorite workers ever.
yeah.
He was going through something, as we saw with the tweets in 2022. Damn, time going by fast. I felt like that was yesterday. In 2022, with the company, where he was like, I ain't coming back. The owners in New Japan said, no, you coming back. Like, how you gonna just tell me what I'm gonna do? Then he's talking about how they weren't taking care. It was just weird. It was just like they not taking care of
There was a whole lot of dragging his name through the mud to make him look like he was but no, let's not forget, notoriously he was a low-key headache just because he was Manny Ramirez. Like, he marches to the beat of his own drum. He's a character. He's not really a shit stirrer. It's just more of like he's
just out there.
He's out there.
We seen him wrestle a blow up dog. What
everyone does in that company. So it's like he does the he shot the fireworks at himself. That's a bigger deal than wrestling the blow up doll when he was just like with the fireworks.
Go-kart riding in his own attire.
Yeah, I mean he's a crazy guy. You know, like people would say, like he's eccentric. You know, like
no, just crazy. It's fine. What I tell you, it's just the same thing as Cat Williams. Some people just
good
when
crazy,
you're
great,
some people bad crazy.
But when you're great, you can get away with it to an extent.
Right.
Because and Kevin Costner's character says this in Bull Durham, like when you're in the minors and you have dirty sandals, you look like a slob. When you win 20 games in the majors and you have fungus on your sandals, the press will think you're colorful. Like, oh, this guy's a character. Like, in how many athletes have we seen do the wacky shit? Like so-and-so's, averages 20 and 10 a night, and you wouldn't believe it. He does this every day before game day.
Mm-hmm.
And Ibushi was that, like, this guy likes to do weird shit, and he again didn't want to be tied down in New Japan, and he wanted to be, able to be like a true roaming wrestler, like, bounce from territory to territory. So when he finally became New Japan's guy, they gave him the opportunity. Let's not forget, they gave him his golden moment. He was double champ. He won those titles. He had his Wrestle Kingdom main event, and the company was behind him. And then he got injured literally right after. And it was just like, damn, that's why happy endings and fairy tales, and it only exists in fairy tales, realistically.
Yeah.
So to see him now, and like you and I were texting that night during the Blood and Guts match, like, oh, he can't move. He doesn't look good. He doesn't look like heart's in it either. It was both. You don't look good physically. You don't, like, the look on your face doesn't look good. And he tried stuff, and he could barely get the legs up for the kicks. And the only thing he could do was that moonsault to Mox on the spikes, which is just like the fact that went okay is a like miracle considering what was going on. And you see him now, and every match he's had since then, he's gotten injured, and it's just like a real like, oh my god. Sean had a great comment in the before the show went live about they did clone him with Yuki Ueno, I think, because he looks exactly like him, but like six inches shorter. It's insane, and I think it's on purpose because they gave him the same type of tights. He almost has the same haircut. Yeah, Russell's a little bit so. But that's what you and I always say, and that's what I always try to say to people in general about, like, wrestling tries to legit repeat itself. Of course, Solo Sikoa looks like Umaga, not just because they're related, but they want that character. They want a bulldozer type guy who just runs through people and has a unique look. That's why Rusev, as soon as he went to the WWE roster after his brief NXT stint, was the stereotypical Russia, I destroy you, because we always need these tropes in wrestling. And Yuki Ueno being that in DDT is funny. Like, we have our new Ibushi, like, but instead of it being, we got
Ibushi at home.
No, because he's, from the matches I've seen, he's actually good. I saw him wrestle. He wrestled Takeshita at the GCW. I mean, at the DDT show in LA during Mania weekend, and that was a good match. But it's just like a real like, oh, so again, if you can't get, I'm trying to think of like a quarterback replacement or like a point guard replacement, like we got him instead. You know,
I mean, it's kind of going like that with Joe Flacco, with him being on the
no, Joe
Browns. It's like, all
Flacco
right,
is someone. Joe Flacco would be someone coming back who was cooked 5 years ago and shockingly being good.
that's kind of like Ibushi, bro. He hasn't had.
She was great 5 years ago.
No, but I'm talking about recently. Yeah, of course, 5 years ago he was still good, but I'm talking about
Joe Flacco
the injury.
hasn't been good since 2016. Like
yeah, because we got to remember he basically took a break for a year because he was hurt, and then they come back in 2023. Was that when he came back with blood and guts?
Joe Flacco would be if the Miz started having good matches now, that would be Joe Flacco.
Well, Miz has had good matches, so
not that Gunter match was not good. Y'all hyped that man throwing shitty kicks and taking chops from Gunter. You're like, oh, he would again, like the meme says, so brave, so brave over here.
So people say he had a good match together. Is that skit?
Yeah, and he threw his shitty fake Daniel Bryan kicks and he fought with spirit and fought with honor. Like, get the fuck out of here. They told him, you better watch out. Like, you're going to get your ass kicked in this match. And him, notorious, who doesn't like to be hit hard, catch people, was probably just like, okay.
Right, by this dude.
Yeah.
But again, most people don't know shit about pro wrestling anyway, so.
Yeah, especially him.
But, so, if anybody, the Noah match was hard for me to watch, dude.
I didn't watch the Marufuji, but again, I know Marufuji's not there yet, but he's the guy again who's been going at it for so long at a breakneck pace.
He sunned him though at the end. Did you see at least the ending when he just kind of gave him that look like,
I'm tired.
That strange little man. He just gave him a look like, bro, what's wrong with you? He sunned him by just giving him a look.
And that's what's funny to me about him. I haven't watched Wrestle Kingdom yet. I saw that Tanahashi beat Zack Sabre Jr. And I'm like, the man who just became president made himself champion. No way.
Right. This is Triple H overseas.
The man who's probably. I was telling that to Kiki and she didn't like that. I'm like, it's true. He watched him over there and said, "Oh, I can do the same thing."
Yeah. Did you see what he said to Matt Riddle though? He said, "I have no idea who this guy is." I literally laughed.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Right. Because it's like, dude, this Matt Riddle just pops up on a TV screen. Like,
let's not forget that Tanahashi of the last 6 years too is a guy whose body is breaking down, and Kenny Omega kind of did hint that there maybe was some enhancement he was doing for a number of years.
Yeah, you see, he's just super barrel chested, but he's fat.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like again, if your body doesn't break down, you gain the weight that you're not, using to bulk or shred.
Yeah.
So that's why
he hair still whipped and dipped.
But it's a wig. It's been a wig, as Kenny Omega. Again, Kenny Omega put this man on blast when he said that. When Kenny Omega said he was, I don't know if he exactly said taking steroids, but he said Tanahashi was wearing wigs. He had said that before he was leaving New Japan. He said, like, if your head of fake hair and all that. I was like, God, I'm like, you know what? That does make sense because he went from one hairstyle one day and then to like a perm the next. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense. And a whole other color.
We're not joking. Go watch Wrestle Kingdom. I think it was 2019. It was 2018, 2019. It was a couple of them, but it was one distinct Wrestle Kingdom I was watching live. Like I stood up all night for that. And I said,
no, the worst is when he was IC champ in the summer of 2017.
Yeah.
And when Jay White debuts, the night Jay White debuts, like Tanahashi has like this whole different haircut compared to the title defense. Yeah, compared to the title defense he had like a week prior. It's like, again, he went to the salon. They did. Yeah.
What Kiki said, he got the Mary J. Blige.
He's the Mary J. Blige. Like he has every look and any look. It's insane. And I applaud the man. Like, if you have the money, spend it on toupees. I've always said, like, either get the plugs or
they're
get
probably cheaper over there too.
But they stay in during these physical ass matches. That's the brilliance. Like you can.
He getting them from the source, bro.
But I'm just saying, like, you know how many, again, landing on his neck, German suplexes or forearm. It's not like shifting at all. I mean,
it stay there. It don't move at all. Just stay planted. So he got a good installer, bro.
But
you need to do some tutorials for women over here.
But his body's been breaking out. Again, he's had numerous knee and arm injuries, and again, basically, it's also like
The
someone
same
said.
Japan wrestler injuries. That's all you had to say.
No, someone said it best. That's like the frog splash, landing on those knees and elbows for all those years. Beats your body up, which is why the Hulk Hogan leg drop fucking up his ass, which fucked up his fucking spine and all that.
Also steroids.
That too, famously that too. Again,
Yeah.
but
at least he admitted. That's the only thing he tells the truth about.
But when they're combined, you walk like the Tin Man before he has the oil can, like.
Because do you remember his interviews around the time when he was with TNA? He went from he was like, I was 6'8" in my prime.
I've only read the quotes. I've never heard the interview saying I lost 6 inches off my back. Yeah, which is like, make sense.
No, it makes sense. Because you take
I never really thought like, oh, spinal surgery shortens you like that. But because then I was like, and that's why he has like, I guess, a weird torso region now. Not to say like he's out of shape fat, but it's like it's shrunken down, it's compressed. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna get one more match out of him. The 40-year anniversary of Hulkamania is this year, as they announced. So the guy that was dropping the M-bombs is about to get a 40-year anniversary for.
That's what I mean. So when you
praise business that y'all worship, oh God, I love you.
Well, that's what I mean. As much as they were rightfully shitting on Ric Flair and AEW, which he, as Tony Khan said, he's paying me to be on the air. I'm like, no, you're paying him because no one's gonna sponsor this shitty ass drink, you dumb fuck. Like,
yeah, what's it? Where do you buy an energy drink at? You in Minnesota?
But Tony Khan is that stupid.
Leave that boy alone, man. He a couple years older than me, but leave that boy alone. The only thing I told Keith the other day, the only thing I don't like about him is he don't get no tailored suits. All that money and he got them baggy ass suits. He dressed like Carter from Rush Hour.
Yeah,
that's a shame, bro. He dressed like Carter from Rush Hour. All them leisure suit Larry. If you don't,
you can't. Back then they didn't
have a suit. No, I don't care. I don't care if you're broke. If you're wearing a suit, get it fixed. If you got all that money, get you a suit. If I had all that money, we got 20 different tailored suits a week in different colors.
Okay, all right, Mr. Jefferson. This isn't rate that suit. Gotta rate that suit, my brother.
Yeah. Get better suits than Steve Harvey, but yeah.
Get everything better than Steve Harvey. Wigs, suits.
Tanahashi. Look, he just said he needed to talk. Tanahashi needed to talk.
Oh my God! If you showed up with the Tanahashi here on Survey says,
kill.
Oh my God! But no, I mean,
what your ass say?
What your ass say?
He did that. No, he tried. I forgot the wrestler. He tried to get.
He could barely he's like, hey, my shoulders up. He could barely do the catch it back down like the.
He was at Noah doing this. I said, no, it's like this. You hold the M16. But at the end of the day, Ishii is probably in good health, quote unquote, good health. He maintained it, bro.
He is the only anomaly because you got no neck, you got my size legs, like it's never, his body proportions have never made sense, but he's a hell of a worker, so I don't give a fuck.
Like, I think he had to be born like that.
No, I legit think a little bit of both. I think it was like being born, and then I think the work he did the first, because when you see him during his young boy days, it is like a real compare, not just because he had hair, but like is a real compare and contrast, because like if anything, he just stopped working out and did maybe just old man exercises to maintain his like core or whatever. Because that's all he has.
They don't lift weights like that over here.
Yeah, it's all core and bridge and arm exercises. But I mean, when you look at
it, might be why they got the gut too. It's probably like eat whatever.
That's why it ages into the gut. Yeah. But when you see young Minoru Suzuki, who's like handsome ass man, and then you see him now with this demented, evil looking grandfather, it's like a real like, what happened to this man? I always say he has probably the best origin story, because you see him, it's like teen heartthrob Minoru Suzuki and Pancrase, and then you see him in 2017 with the back half of a mohawk, not the top, just the back half.
Bruh, that cerebral cortex couldn't develop all the way, bruh. His frontal lobe, so.
But
over time, he just got spiteful.
But yeah, I mean, and he still wrestles better than anyone who's ever wrestled at his age. That's the best thing about Suzuki. I mean, it's just a lot more slaps and chops, but no one slaps better than him except possessed Ibushi. Those are the best slap choppers in wrestling.
Which is why they're still crispy too, though. Suzuki, his kick's still crispy.
Yeah, but it's a little bit like that old man kick, like Robert. It's not Robert De Niro on The Irishman where he tried the stomp and it was like the leg wasn't moving. But yeah,
he did the rock stomp, bro. With the little church shoes.
Yeah, well, he was wearing platform shoes to make himself seem, I think, as tall as Frank Sheeran was supposed to be. Yeah, like the set photos of the Irishman, when you see like his 6-inch lifts, are amazing.
But the long shot gave it away. He legit looked fine too.
That's why I'm like, Scorsese's kind of, as much as I love Scorsese, I'm like, maybe it's like I agree it's like a great painting look, but when the man can't move, I know you don't want to be like shitty action director and hide the actor's weaknesses with a lot of choppy cuts, but like you got like someone had to say like, hey Marty, this don't look too fucking good.
Right. You making him look smaller than what he falls than what he looks on camera normally. Because De Niro, I thought was like 6'1". That shot made me realize he was like 5'1".
It's just bad again, like he has no leg movement, which is why I think I haven't seen Killers of the Flower Moon yet. But I think all his scenes involve him sitting down.
Yeah, that
based off the trailer.
They said he dressed like Mr. Peanut.
He does. But based in the trailer, it just looks like all his scenes involve him sitting down, which is like a real, like, again, something's going on.
You know why I haven't watched that movie yet? Because every scene I see, Leonardo DiCaprio got that evil look, that weird. That's all he's looking like. Like, what's wrong with you, bro?
Well, he's playing the bad guy.
But you know, it's like Wolf of Wall Street. Like when he started getting amped up.
But he's playing a handsome guy in that movie versus, an idiot in the early 1900s.
But who is he playing in this one?
The guy
I don't even know the story. I really don't even know the story.
It's basically how not just after the first Native American slaughter, but it was like the more at that time what was the modern day slaughter of the Native Americans, because it's like they, as much as this country was taken from them when the settlers, the pilgrims showed up and became settlers. It's about how the ones that still had power and money left get killed off one by one to the point of extinction, in terms of why they are the minority in a lot of ways still, but particularly in the middle of America, because I think it takes place largely in Oklahoma and around that.
Also, this is the White Man is Evil movie.
Oh yeah, but then like the reports were is that they try to glorify the Leonardo DiCaprio character, even though he's a villain, because he did marry the Native American woman and was in love with her, but was still responsible for what was going on. So it's
this is Pocahontas in live action.
Somewhat. But like I said, it's not the 1700s, it's the 1900s. Yeah. It's basically like the last thing I heard, it's how the FBI was birthed, because it was like kind of the first.
I'm about to watch it now. Never mind.
Well, it's like it's the first. Like, we have to investigate these killings. Something's going on. Like, there's a pattern to these killings. There's a purpose to these killings. It's not war related. It's not anything else. It's something's going on for gain and financial and power, stuff like that. So, based on what I heard from the podcast. Oh, Jagger. Yeah. Once it was dog shit.
Yeah.
But he wanted to work with Eastwood. That's why he did it.
Yeah, I would have been like, hey, bro, hit me up when you want to do.
When you got a different role?
Yeah, when you got Dirty Harry too or something.
It was good when it's revealed at the end that he lied about everything, because it was like, that's how untrustworthy
FBI
is. What? Because Jagger Hoover created it, so yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't say that. That was somebody else.
But no, it's you are it's it was shaped in his image, which is a bunch of like I'm looking away and I'm saying what happened, but here's what really happened.
Right. Yeah, I ain't seen it since it came out. I went to the movies to see that, and I was like,
You
all
saw
right,
that in
never
the
again.
theater? So what's
Never
funny? So last night, Kiki was like, I saw your watch list on HBO Max. And I'm like, oh, what did you think? And she's like, you have like a lot of exquisite taste in movies. Because my watch list is a bunch of movies I haven't seen yet or movies I want to watch over and over. Funny enough, guess what came out on HBO Max just now in this month? A movie we talked about the last time we recorded. The
I'm trying to take a guess. It was on there. It was on Netflix, right?
Yeah. No, it was on Hulu.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's now on HBO Max. So
I might actually need to watch that. I haven't seen it since it came out.
Yeah, but it's still good. Like I said, it's a great 3.5 star movie. It is what it is.
A great 3.5 star movie.
Yeah. Again, see, this is why I would always say, like, Cody Rhodes, like, you can like Cody Rhodes, but you just have to know he stalls out at 3.5. It doesn't get better. Even Okada was just, it's like, I mean, I'm not working with much here. Again, Ibushi's like, I'm doing the best I can, but look who I'm facing.
Have they said anything about him leaving New Japan? I'm sorry, y'all. For some reason, the ice cream man likes to run and it's cold outside. I think he's selling drugs.
That's the front. I mean,
like, dude, this is the second time in a week. Like when I recorded a bonus episode with Amp, it was like, I swear, like 40 degrees outside, and the ice cream man is passing by. Yeah, he's dropping off drugs, yo. If the FBI is listening, come over here. Don't get me, get him. We ain't talking about no island. This the island right here.
What's it called? Is who leaving New Japan? You say Ibushi?
Okada. No. Okada.
Oh, okay. Oh, I haven't read up on that yet. Still, in terms of it, with the legitimate. So let's get this straight. Like I said, Mercedes Moné is using AEW.
Do we have to, Dave?
No, I'm saying she's what I just said earlier. Like she's using AEW to make WWE pay up. They are potentially signing Julia as well, which makes sense. They're back on that wave. They got Kairi Sane.
Now I'm paying attention.
They brought back Kairi Sane. They obviously want Julia. They're back on that. Like, let's take the women of Japan, even though maybe there's a chance that Sarai comes back after it didn't work out, unless she's, feels that spurned through her tenure. Like Kushida did a little bit, but Kushida also was like, I want to get back to where I'm from, what I know. Like, this ain't for me. Even though he signed a deal with TNA too, so who knows? The Okada joining TNA never made sense to me because it was a real, like, is he really gonna just come and work the States and TNA when like AEW's right there? Like, come on.
Yeah.
If he's staying,
he got a fresh baby too.
If any, like, the reasons for him staying are his family too, but I mean, Tanahashi is president. Maybe that's a good thing for him. I'm not sure what he really thinks about it, because New Japan as a whole is in an interesting place. They gave the belt to Naito again. That's why everyone's like, Naito finished his story. I'm like, he was the first guy to win the 2 belts.
Thank you.
That was a story
is it for him to finish.
I'm like, just because it was COVID 3 months later, I don't forget. Like, that was a story. Like, and it, he lost it to Evil. I think that's why people are like, he finished it. It's that alternative ending. That's why I think people are like, he finished his story. I'm like, no, in 2020, that was the real finishing the story, because 2018, they're like, nope, it's still going to be Okada.
Right. And he does actually have a baby too. He just had one in August. So yeah.
His second, I think, too. I think.
No, it's his first kid.
Was that the first? I thought it was the second one, but
no, but still, that's first kid, and then you to go to a totally different country, this shithole called America. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, again, Will Ospreay's leaving.
Hooray!
The fact. Oh, don't do that. Don't. Don't do that.
What you already know how I feel about him. What you want? I ain't gonna be like everybody else, but you already know how I feel. He can wrestle. Hooray! But can I wrestle? Yeah.
Yeah. What else do you want?
So does Zack Sabre Jr., but I get more entertainment from him than
I agree.
Zack
Sabre Jr. should get in the same conversation of him in terms of like the best wrestlers of the world today. Yeah. And I think Zack Sabre Jr. is a better promo Zack Sabre Jr. is a better promo.
Fucking Hardcore Holly is a better promo than Zack Sabre.
Because Will Ospreay, when Will Ospreay tapped into this bruv stuff and became Conor McGregor, but British, that worked. But Zack Sabre Jr., like when you watch like his backstage comments, they're always super clever and super good. Like he had the great one where he's like, "I'm gonna take your arms off and beat you with them." Like
I don't care about no Aussie Open. I don't care about none of that.
Oh, okay. All right. See,
you're hating. Never liked him.
All right.
I'm telling you from my
I'm just saying, and then you get on me for my taste, but like you hate one of the greatest tag teams in the world today.
It ain't saying a lot. It's two. It's two good tag teams right now.
What's the other one then?
Well,
don't you dare say.
It's Alpha Academy.
Okay.
It's Alpha Academy. It's the Scissor Me guys. The Claim. That's two. See,
the Creed brothers. I think the Creed. AOP. I think the Creed. AOP. All right. Again, where have you seen AOP?
Yes. Bounce.
Where have they been?
Yeah.
Yeah. They could have been one of the best tag teams.
They will be.
They could have been one of the best.
I like what's about to happen with him and Karrion Kross. I like this. What day they said it Friday after next? I like this, man. I like that. I like that pairing, bro.
But the fact that, there are some good tag. The Lucha. Phoenix is injured.
That's what I'm saying. When
they broke up,
when they get back together, they always hurt.
They broke up Santana and Ortiz. Yeah. They broke up themselves. One broke up them. They didn't break.
LA, not the real LAX. I call them FAX, and not for facts. Fake LAX.
Okay.
Yeah, they not.
The real. LAX. It's hard to top Homicide and Hernandez, so they were so good. Exactly. It was big guy, little guy.
LAX.
Well, they don't anymore. That's why they became, Proud and Powerful. Yeah.
Yeah. Call them Puerto Rican 1 and 2.
I can't.
Box Cutter and Razor.
I wage the war on New York as a whole, not for the the demographics of New York.
Emiche and Fubu jeans. Call them that. We got to call them different names.
Just because Van still dresses up like that in 2024, you ain't got to take shots at them.
You said Manny. Of course he dressed like that.
Van. No, Manny dress. No, Manny's smart. He wears cardigans. Manny's a smart man. He wears cardigans. I'm serious. The cardigan's a great clothing item.
That's one of his signatures. I don't know how Dre.
Yeah, he's. I agree.
I wear dashikis, bro.
Well, that's our show this week.
He do, Uncle Van.
I can't think.
You don't want to say no bad about the Shikis? Go ahead. It ain't February yet.
What am I supposed to say? Look at that shit. Like,
you said you was gonna start wearing one February 1st.
Yeah, I will. Is it leap year this year? I think it is. So 29 straight days.
So on the 29th, you gonna wear dashiki?
No, from the 1st to the 29th.
The same one, or are you gonna get different colors?
Different one for each day of the week.
That's a lot of dashikis, yo. That's gonna
so I'm supposed to be the Akeem, one man gang when he became Akeem, the African Dream.
Yeah, get that. You gotta get you a kufi.
You're gonna get me in trouble.
Yo, can you hear this in the background, or is it just me?
Yeah. That's why it's funny to me, but we gotta wrap up anyway. Like I said, we'll be back tomorrow. Talk about the 2024 movie slate. Some of the movies we're anticipating most, some were hard fucking passing. There's a Snoop Dogg movie which is hardball but football, and we already agreed that's the hard fucking pass of the year. But it's when you read the whole premise, I'll read it tomorrow. It's insane. But so tune in tomorrow. Again, like, subscribe, all of that. Turn the alerts on too. That way you don't miss out. Follow us on social media or don't. As Banks says, it doesn't matter. I do like those, the Sonic, the SpongeBob, the character ice creams, the Ninja Turtle.
Pretty good. Yeah. That's pretty good.
Even though the gum would like dry out too, even that was good. The gum for the gum eyeballs,
for the first couple seconds, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, this tastes tasty, and then like, oh my god, oh
yeah, it just tastes like drywall after that.
Well, it would suck if they were super like freezer burned. Like, oh, I just gotta like lick this until it's warm again. Like, no, come on.
Boom. That's crazy. But no, like just like David said, we will be back tomorrow. We're gonna be back often. I'll just say that. Thank y'all for being here. Like and subscribe and all that. If you want to follow Davis, he can give his plug. If not, I'm back on Twitter full time. Banks No Rest on Twitter. I gotta change that at the bottom. If you see me tweeting stuff about men putting oil sheen and olive oil and all that stuff on their face, but they got branches of trees in the background.
That man deserves the slander. To have a Netflix and chill wall cover is like a real like, man, you corny, as the great Patrice O'Neal once said.
No, man, you zesty.
No, I mean, all right.
It took him 10 minutes to put all that stuff on, bro.
Yo, you should have a facial care routine or a.
I do, but it don't take 10 minutes. He put on 5, 6, 7 different things.
That's better than the fucking decor of your apartment, because it's not.
That's what everybody be talking about.
It's because that's not zesty to take care of your looks. It's zesty to be like, look at how I designed my place. Like, no.
Hey, man. Well, instead of him being June 1st, he May 30th. Good night, everybody.
I just left stupid ass Starbucks, right? And
I gotta get us a new intro, by the way, but we out.
I mean, I got to say, I got all of them. I think I got all the old ones and new ones. So.
Yeah, send me all that. I'll make another one. But so we'll just leave on this mark.
Look at John Cena's face.
Cena has been beaten, bruised, battered, and torn. But look at his face right now. Cena is looking for some payback.
John Cena never quit. John Cena took the beating, and now Cena is all over the Miz.